Good morning, everybody. I am Tashi, and I'm here with Quill.
Hi.
And we are here to read some adventures in TARDIS.
It's howdy doody time.
Yeah, I woke up in time. I woke up too early because they woke me up, and then I slept back.
Okay, when you say they, are you referring to the dogs?
No, yes and no. Because my mother.
Okay.
But here I am. But I'll be late and not coming here at all.
Oh yeah.
So, this is gonna be a long chapter which I definitely not gonna be able to do in one go because my notice stuff here from the Poland
Alright.
was literally unusable at the moment. But we will see how far I can go.
Sure.
So we are heading towards a city of wonders flying in the sky. And so, let's see. Are they friendly or not? Even if the citizens are friendly, I'm not sure if the authority is. It's gonna be
Well,
my best parameter, right?
the pilot seems pretty friendly.
I mean, yeah, but that is only because they actually did what she told them to do. Get on.
Well, if you remember some past episodes of Doctor Who, it might vaguely give you an idea of how things might develop.
And I'm pretty sure that there's some security system on that plane as well, that you can just push a button and everybody else is sitting showing down as well.
Okay. Well, if they have to bail on that force field vehicle, 100% of the party can actually fly in some way.
And yeah, she doesn't know that there are probably two police there that can actually drive this thing.
Right.
I mean, it's
Kind of,
2.5. Because one of them is
kind
just
of.
a soul.
Yeah, some of them were kind of discussing it too
Yeah?
in the last chapter.
But so far, she doesn't show any ill intentions.
Even saved their butts once from the that dangerous augmented creature.
I mean, that was not her job. She just went there to see the chaos creature, but
Correct. But not only did she discover the chaos creature, but someone who was attacking. That's why she acted faster.
you know what? If I was her, I would have believed that they are chaos creatures as well.
As it stands, she was also aware that they might be time travelers, and that
That is
kind of
the
amazed her.
only reason that she doesn't think that they are not made up creatures as well.
Mhm.
Because she knows about time travel. So let's see where it goes. Are those above good or not good? Planet crew did not know what they expected to see, but they got inside this giant floating pyramid in the sky. And it is the size of an entire city. And that is what they got. Wait, you mentioned this is like a deal from Chronica.
Mhm. It's interesting you ignored the word precisely in that sentence, I think.
Did I?
I think I heard that is what they got.
I mean, that's not very good. Exactly. I have a mattress, close by thing.
Oh, that's it.
And this picture is not floating too much. But you might remember this.
Is that from Stargate?
Yep.
Okay.
In the floating pyramid. Which is actually a starship. They get alarm. Margaret seemingly drives the floating disc. They are standing on tightly as one of the walls of the pyramid. Don't worry, it's just a line at the forecast platform. Did not even slow down at all. Duffy, son, even they knew she keeps silently glancing at Margaret, the alarm, and they close it on the, in the wall. Each wondering if it's possible that the game is actually overlooking a significant and seemingly very important detail. But nope, he ends up crashing the disc right up to the wall. The others crew barely have time to open their mouth to scream, but they suddenly get surrounded by a flash of white.
Now, what if they splat against the wall, and Margaret says, "Oh gosh, I really shouldn't have done that."
I mean,
Sorry, my bad. And they start sliding down the wall.
if the TARDIS camouflage would actually work, then they wouldn't be surprised by this. Next thing they know, they are somewhere new. The situation has a very open floor design. They were shown the sky above. It is nothing like they have ever seen before. Anything in the most apt description, but perhaps temple, as we come to the closest. There are a lot of closed hallways and different rooms within the buildings around them that have no doors. Green gas in the open courtyard that is basking under the sun. A fountain at the center of that. He's surrounded by several streams and midgets arcing over them. Very much different of what I imagined. Everybody look, this new area is busy with abundant activity and a lot of other ponies. The way that they appear here, that through each phase, is not as fair. Because they feel like they should be dead right now. And now they never want to calm down accordingly. I mean, in most scenarios they should be dead. Most sitting on the wall and also facing the chaos creature. Also, not even alive yet. In this timeline. Margaret, however, just really takes off the very suddenly appear here. In the first, he does not even notice she is being followed, until she is a few paces ahead of the rest. Even then, it is another blue unicorn stallion, wearing a tall blue hat, who happens to be passing by, but this is the tallest crew, just freezing, when they have appeared. Then let's Margaret to this. It is only then that she turns around and notices she is being followed. During that moment, the blue unicorn asks her something, which gives him a quick glance and a nod from her. Observing this, Hannah very quickly realizes that Margaret's vessel is so accustomed to this space that it didn't even occur to her that it would be strange to progress. I mean, yeah, you are a time traveler, you should be accustomed to new places. In other words, this excellent place is ordinary to her. That makes him wonder how she would react to other times and places, which typically seem far more mundane than average. I would actually assume she would jump all around the place and note down everything. And so this is how you planted this flower in this timeline.
Maybe curl into a ball and bounce all over the place like an excited Pinkie Pie?
Yeah? Maybe not to that extent.
Okay.
But she would definitely look around and check everything. Would the prospect excite her? He wondered. Or would it quickly bore her? It depends on the place. I'm sorry, I didn't warn you. Margaret apologizes as she turns a few paces closer in order to make it easier for her to be heard. I figured you all would be used to places like this. After all, you are traveling in the TARDIS. In a TARDIS. So, this is a time before the time war? I'm gonna assume.
If it was during it, that could also explain her knowledge and familiarity with it too. But it would probably be much more hectic around here in that case.
Yeah? You must have seen many other more extraordinary times and words. Literally what I said, that they should be accustomed.
Well, yeah, but they thought they were about to crash into a wall a moment ago. It's kind of a shock to the nerves when they're not accustomed to that.
As I said, if the TARDIS' camouflage would work, they wouldn't be surprised by this. Either.
Oh, yeah.
And we can blame the first Doctor as well for making it. This internet in the first episode when they mentioned that, oh, it broke. And I get in amusement, his Margaret was just trying to consolidate his thoughts of beauty in the room. He now looks at Dorothy, but he speaks up. Actually, no. Most of us are standing toward with the Doctor. Dorothy gestures to her thumb in a ring. I mean, with him doing it, and you and I. Now, we will see how they will think about the Doctor, because if this is before the Time War, then the Doctor is a renegade who stole a time machine. If we think about that, he is not a hero of the Time War yet.
Nope, not back then. Not like a renegade.
They might not even know the name Doctor, for all we know. They took Dorothy off by raising a beige ring in front of the gay parrot to his face. They actually made the attention of the whole group because of that. His Dorothy gets silent successfully. They throws her ring to her side and attacks Margaret by saying, actually, although we did confirm that we are time travelers, we never mentioned that we travel in the TARDIS. I mean, How else would you time travel?
Well, there might be other means. Yeah, Twilight did it.
Nah,
One of the ponies in this garden might be Star Swirl.
I mean that she traveled in the TARDIS.
Right.
Time relativity magic in space. Not device. Well, that's how it suddenly go wide, with an oh shoot expression on her face. Let's go to the ice shot. As she face moves herself, rolled under. I mean, we will know how they are. If they have some big vacuum cleaners around or not. There's more for you to explain to us. I need to ask the Margaret. It's not inside, and this is his voice. I agree. Margaret verifies as she lowers her hoof back to the ground and opens her eyes to look back at the TARDIS crew, and Nag in particular. But not here. Maybe you will follow me to a more private location, like to sell. Yes, to the rising home, by gesturing with the phone back in the direction he was originally touching. As I can see, my camera is slanted. Or am I? No, it's the camera. Let me fix that. I'm more settled. I was very much off, and I'm even more off.
Well, the best way to test is when you lean back and sit on the seat normally. What that position's like.
Yeah, I can do anything else for some reason. I can. Find it.
You're just gonna adjust it digitally?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
That is completely fashion the rest of her crew rushing that with her eyes polite. To see if everyone else here agrees with Margaret's proposal. I mean, there is no point in making a scene right now. Getting a nod from each in turn, she eventually looks back at Margaret and gives her own a confirming nod. After that, they all proceed to follow the game back. And the TARDIS crew resume their journey with Margaret. Their eyes keep wondering about another many fantastic wonders, but as a group of fours playing with a hovering ball. I mean, that is not a thing of wonder. That is 100% not a thing of wonder.
Well, I've seen something like that with playing with a tiny drone that you could just lift your palm up and somehow it senses that, so he starts blowing harder to go up. And the game was to try to keep it off the ground.
We have seen ponies play with the hovering ball before.
In that case, I don't believe the ball is hovering, but their magic grasping it.
Yeah, but... Oh yeah, right. In your world, you can see magic. Sorry. I am still in the mindset that magic is invisible, unless... You actually
Yeah.
focus on it. They pass it back and forth among each other. None of them are able to touch the ball though. It flies away from them as soon as it nears within a few inches of any part of the body. Ah, I have a better one then. Oh, I actually showed it. Yeah, play even this one. Or the slightly bigger version of that.
Probably without the wings too.
I mean, it might be there, but moving so fast that you can see. The ball also issues a pattern and space-popping sound, emphasizing a whole bunch of colors, particularly at any area of the sphere that nearly collided with a living being. Pattern, sound, and Dr. Kelly also report a lone-tailed unicorn stallion sitting on a bench near the water fountain. In his small hooves, he is carrying a dark, tiny sphere that is open at one end, which remains something akin to crystal geode inside the sphere. As he ordered, he rubs his left hoof in slow rotating shortcut. For some reason, doing that is causing humming music to emanate from the sphere, not marking it as an identical musical instrument. In addition, there have been experimental candidates totally made of magical energy being projected from the shiny black sphere. My mind immediately went to this. Just slowly killing the of with crazy music. Who does that, by the way? Who makes a music box outside, sits down on an open place and just play a music box?
Well, music sphere, and someone who just likes the atmosphere.
Maybe. Or they don't have a place to go. Nothing that you see another group of thoughts galloping about. It was she at first assumed it's a random pattern, but they are all looking down. Nothing does not know what they are doing it, why they are doing it that at first, until she gets closer. Only then does she notice. There are moving geometric patterns on the ground, and each of them is in various different colors. The thoughts are either running from the patterns, or chasing after them. Ah, so they are playing safe. The colors of the patterns seem to be key to the game. Eventually, one of them applies a hoof on one of the patterns, which fits under the hoof. Then the fourth lifts the hoof up. The pattern that was flat on the ground is a holographic laser outline for a geometric pattern. The new spot was seemed to be a classroom, in which in one of the open rooms along the hallway outside the courtyard. Within, he spots a line of students, apparently drawing something. They keep glancing up as a woman tapestry on the wall, which depicts two marble columns, the woman with green flowers and white. The scene then continues further into the background, and the path leads to somewhere out into the horizon. In the distance is a line of wavy hairs. Above the tapestry shows the image that is night time in the scenery. It is the angry moment to realize that there is some animation to this world tapestry. Everything in two places. One, the rodent on the right are each giving a opposing glow. Two, the stars in the tapestry are twinkling. With holograms, all of it is possible. But all of that is fascinating. There are many other things to see. Then the tension almost moves on, until she sees movement from the teacher in the lead. The gay adult map has something to the student, and approaches the empathy and passes the roof to it. Immediately, her roof passes right to the empathy and if it is a portal. And she turns right to it. They have the same technology. It's working through the painting. When she arrives on the other side, she is an animated image of herself. It also appears to be woman taking clothes. On the other side, she reaches further onto the path and is between the two white columns. As it happens, that I can't help but wonder if that other man is seeing the whole world with the capacity and it's made of white cloth. Maybe, or maybe she sees it normally. Follow her and you will see. Right?
Right.
Coming and nothing more spot another wondrous sight. Wondrous? Is that how you write it?
Mm-hmm. You can click read there on the upper corner of that paragraph.
Yeah, I have never seen this word written down. That's why I was like, I know the word, I just never seen it written down.
And you do know the meaning to it too?
Yeah, I thought
Okay.
it was written like wonders. Because that's how you say it. But it's wonders.
Well, that too. Well, that too. But this is more like a description of an emotional state.
Yeah. Like I said, I know the word, I just haven't seen it written down.
Kind of like weird and weirdly.
Yeah. Yeah. In my mind there's an E here, but actually no, there is not. At the end of the courtyard spot of the steam falling out of the center fountain is coming up and dying the fires of normal gravity. Some fall even a few others leap into this upper steaming column of water and blow up in it. Ah, it's a water elevator. We use it a lot in Minecraft. Above, the column of water spirals that eventually arcs over this whole courtyard, and putting somewhere out of sight from the segment. Following spots are scholastic looking young purple stallion, who sits down on a bench and defends the book. For me, for months, I think he's looking at the first, almost mundane sight here, but then immediately pop above the book. And if it's holographic from a book, I mean, it is exactly what that is. A scholar carefully examines a geometric pattern on one side of the book, and the next floating on the other side. The book also collects medical poses, which pattern soon recognizes as a medic tongue, language spoken, and the Magi. Whatever the text and medic poses say to him, was the classic stallion to examine the geometric pattern more carefully, one with greater understanding this time. Concentrating, his horns glow blue, and those blue lights start lighting up within the pattern he is staring at. It is to be some kind of puzzle he needs to solve. Perhaps it is also a homework assignment. Find the X. Sophie is very delighted and chirps with glee when she spots a group of force playing with a blowing bubbles. Oh, obviously. On the medical list here, which seems to be a common theme to everything here. Just like in Rumi, everything is gone. Here, everything is medical.
Watch out as you drink a coffee. It's also a gun.
I mean, that can happen in Rumi. Wait, that actually happened. I just realized that is actually a thing. In Rumi.
Gun that shoots coffee, maybe?
No, it's a coffee mug of the teacher that is actually his weapon.
Alright. Okay. Then you definitely established your point then.
It's funny how you literally mentioned that. If you said anything else, I would say no, but that actually happened.
Well, I just wanted to prove how ridiculous it is.
There are animated images within each of the bubbles, and they are different for each. Some are shapes, some are faces, some show a sun, and some show a spiral of the whole galaxy. Of a whole galaxy. I showed the head of a cloud pony, whistling across each of the folds around him. Should I bring back Joker? Particularly, I love that I pay attention to him. He's making silly and playful faces at them in various different ways. In some ways that are impossible for a mundane pony, so that he is expanding like a balloon, or taking his mouth to absolutely cave. It is something overwhelmingly sour.
You know, it makes me think of Pinkie Pie and some of the faces she's made in the past, and yeah, she can be quite anamorphic.
Yeah, I'm more told about cheese sandwich.
That's on a similar vein.
I mean, yeah, not that far off from each other. I want one! Not because of accidentally. As she continues to be on the fault, playfully fighting and passing among the floating bubbles, but even momentarily soft and giving a nerfing, but she cried out aloud. If any of the bubbles, her face of some kind, told them it was look like a Luffy as well. I want one! Luffy cried out more instantly and excitedly. The light show a mid-skin unicorn filly used her magic to touch one of the buttons, making a sudden expansion to Luffy. But the arc does not quite make it. The blue mouse squad ends up kicking it in midair, just as it starts to go down in the throwing arc. It ends up delivering its momentum, and this time it enough to deliver the button all the way to Luffy, who catches it with most 4 hooves with glee. This is the one and only time you will see Luffy actually catching something. Did she get it in that way? No, she also ended up stumbling backward, and almost crashed to the ground. But something ended up saving her from the fall by seeing the wing on the Luffy. And then used his magic to pull Luffy back to a more stable stance. To help her hold it, Luffy ended up transferring the soul butter from her hooves to her wings. So her hooves can end up free, and she can once again use them to symbolize her balance. And then the interior completely said that would be what I had to run and kill it. Careful! Something cautioned. Yay! I am careful! Something cried in glee as she rubs the soap butter against her face. No, I think that's not how you use it. She's so excited that she had her eyes closed during this process. Seeing that, the other ones who were, or slash are playing with the bubbles, get each other, even if they're showing, then they have no idea why another bear would find that toy so interesting. And the journey continues. The room continues to see many marble sides, like this, which seem perfectly ordinary to the natives here. The atmosphere is generally relaxed, but also festive. And the Tukari cannot help but make comparison to this and the Tukari's native world. Both have external magic, but these points are way more social with each other. Even the few who are by themselves are doing whatever they are doing by being surrounded by a crowd, and that doesn't seem to bother them. In fact, that seems to be the overall purpose of this area, and they find themselves in. Okay, 1. We are stopping here. 2. These are very different from the Magi we know.
Right.
This
they were just the original Magi was like way more virtual, and it primarily interacting with each other as holograms. If they interact with each other at all.
Yeah? Ah. I was looking at that thing right there.
But, well, you know, Featherman thought that the environment in the other world was very hollow. This one's just like very festive and lots of harmonic energy. And so it's kind of like influenced this society too.
Yeah? So, the Magi are like what they are because trouble.
It'd be funny to think that it's supposed to be a spirit of chaos and disharmony.
I mean, we didn't see much of them in Paradise.
That's true.
The only ones we have found were like, oh yeah, shut up.
There was one stallion that was playing a game called Hexahexamal.
Yeah.
Which is like some giant version of golf. Where he's knocking meteors around big space environment, and that somehow have to bounce across various planets, tiny
Yeah,
planets, that have
he,
different environments.
he was playing a multiplayer game alone, with others but alone.
Yeah, sort of like when you play a video game with someone virtually online, but you're not physically there with them.
Even worse, because usually you would actually want to see everyone's turn if you are playing golf or anything like that. You would want to see how
Uh,
the others are doing.
well, it his little windows did display their stats when it's not his turn, and you can
That's
monitor that.
different. That's different. If just seeing that or seeing the whole thing.
Mm.
It's even funnier when you are just talking to each other in the meantime, which they definitely did not do. Like, meh, he has more points than me, meh.
From what I recall, it kind of took me a while to write that scene up above because had to think about a whole bunch of details that illustrate what it's like to be there. And I'll tell you that a vast majority of it is not going to come back later. There's no Chekhov's gun. It's just majority of this is not going to come back. The one exception is the soap bubble because they actually
I was
interacted
about to
with that
say that.
and gained an item because of that, and that will come back in the story later on. Maybe not this story, but eventually. And you know that for the moment she has it. But what
I'm,
it does establish is the environment, what it's like to be there, what the society's like, and it also leads to a kind of a psychological understanding what those ponies are like when they grew up in this kind of environment, and it's influenced their social behavior accordingly.
I'm
So it gives you an
wondering,
idea what the society is like.
yeah, I'm wondering if the soap bubbles are actually medical or you have to put magic inside. They might be just normal bubbles when nothing blows it. But we are talking about magic here, and we know the gem technology that you put magic
It
inside the items. So
usually it's very heavily enchanted, but to them it's normal. Um, but then you get the flip end of this would be like Pinkie Pie, and when she has a soap bubble bottle, um, I think the majority of the magic is coming from her. When she was singing "Bubbles and Balloons," bubbles, and she was made it in trapezoids and various different colors in order to try to impress Rainbow Dash.
yeah,
And she does that kind of stuff all the time, so I gotta say that probably is her. She could just gather a bunch of fillies around her in jump rope, including the ones who are usually swinging the rope, so now the rope is swinging around by itself.
but that's Pinkie Pie.
Because
You never question Pinkie Pie.
right, right.
I'm gonna assume here that the whole soap dispenser, the soap bottle, is medical. So even if you refill with normal soap water, it's gonna still work.
As much as it might appear to be the same, these people might actually be kind of the opposite of Pinky. Because if they were handed a non magical item, it would just drop to the ground and not do anything. Because they don't know how to interact with non magical objects. Everything around them is like super magical, so they're not relying on their own innate talent much.
Imagine giving a normal book to the solar pony. You find it? It doesn't work.
Now, it is mentioned by Dr. Kelly that she is using her own internal magic to feel her spells, but she's using her gems to shape it.
Yeah?
It's almost as if each of the gems is its own horn, but the only thing that horn can do is shape it to a very specific spell.
I mean, we know magic usually needs a lot of components
Hmm.
and stuff. So, if you don't have to concentrate on the magical structure, just put the magic into one item. It's much easier.
I think you mentioned before that you had a trouble with the previous Mattress Society, or you don't think you might want to live there. But what about here?
Yeah, this is fine. This is
Okay.
all of this is fine. Uh, up till now. But there is one thing that we don't see yet. That is the authority.
Right.
We don't know the things that they are hiding behind. That it might actually be a militaristic uh, place that, yeah, you can go around, have fun, everything, but then you have to come join the military or
Yeah,
something.
the odds are strong that they're much more strict and serious than this local area here.
Every city where you go, there is a front and there's the slums,
Right.
maybe.
That makes a lot of sense.
We are in the welcoming area where you can see all the paradise here, which is not a hollow chalice at this moment.
Right. It's not one established specifically for these visitors, though. It was just like this before they even arrived.
Well,
Whereas when Ember visited Ponyville, it was adjusted before she arrived to get rid of certain things and to add certain things.
yeah. And I kind of feel like they had to do something to achieve this harmony on this planet. It didn't appear on its own. It doesn't feel natural.
Maybe. I mean, do you think they influenced the environment or the environment influenced them?
I think they influence the environment. I think the
Okay.
whole planet is uh, an experiment.
Hmm, okay.
That's how I said when I said that she's a first agent, right? That this is an actual scenario that is literally made for this purpose to.
When you said this is an experiment, all of a sudden I had a flashback to the Fallout shelters.
Huh? I mean, that is very close to what I was thinking.
Okay.
Especially knowing that there is an authority that we don't know much about.
And there is some trouble that's floating about too. It's like, what is it like to
A
try
little
to have a
trouble.
what is it like to be in this paradise society that also has this thorn floating about in various places? It's perfect harmony except dot dot
now,
dot.
now I don't know, although, if they made the environment to echo trouble or trouble appeared because they made this area.
Hmm. And maybe something we'll have to find out. But you probably predicting that you likely will find out something to that effect, right?
Because we know that there is no harmony without this harmony.
Meanwhile, besides establishing the society and kind of the mood of the atmosphere, uh, Derpy now has a magical soap bottle. So you can lift above her hoof, have it hover above her hoof, and have a da 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 music triumphant sound.
And which is also gone. I wonder if the two bottle is gonna go trouble later on.
Well, it's kind of designed to be an innocent toy that can
It
shape
is
itself in all
designed,
kinds of
but
different shapes and have all kinds of images floating within the bubbles.
we have trouble, you know, and trouble can make changes to things. Like there are some different pictures showing up in the bubbles or something.
What the foes have kind of done with that soap bubble is basically similar to something that SpongeBob has made, but you put that in the hands of trouble, and there might be some more trouble.
Trouble, yeah. Uh, I'm thinking about this.
Well, there's some trouble then. You know what, though? That is a bit different. Why is Twilight among the bowls?
Because it is a very last picture, not a short picture.
Okay. There was another something like that. It really was made by Draconicus, where Big Mac was trapped in a bubble, and he kept saying nope, nope, while he was
Nope.
sliding inside of it.
I wonder what the images are made of. I mean, are they coming from the police memories, or just random, or we don't know. We haven't known them, but
That's a good question, which is might answered by how the item was enchanted or the intentions of the wielder. Now, you might imagine that the stallion with the musical sphere that he was rubbing probably is evoking a specific sound because of his motions and his thoughts and his magic, instead of no matter how you rub the sphere, it will always play the same song.
no, it was. You said it was instrument, not a musical voice. So,
Yeah.
oh yeah, there is one instrument that reminds me of.
You know, for that particular instrument, I was thinking about a certain technology that was introduced in. I believe Derpy used something like that once. Or one of her friends, anyway. Made some kooky sound. But anyway, for that technology, I was thinking of something that was introduced in Star Trek. One of the alien species I was visiting peacefully in that cafe called 10 Forward was playing something like that. I think it was just making a motion over a bunch of crystals, and it was producing sound like that. Yeah, it sounded very ethereal. It put everyone in a trance that was listening. I believe there was also a telepathic species that was playing that instrument.
Also, just a reminder, this is the coffee thermos I was talking about, which transformed into this weapon.
Because of course it did. I mean, you must have. Watch out for their toilet paper. Because, my God, you need the license for that.
I mean, they looted a transformative weapon. Actually.
But since everything's a gun, they'll need a license for everything too. Like, you gotta step on the carpet in a very careful way, or otherwise you'll trigger it and it'll go bang.
No, only for hunters and huntresses and or everything is gone. For normal people, no. Because the weapons are crafted by them, that is showing their personality and actually attuned to their own aura. It's like a wand in Harry Potter that, this is the one that is fit for you.
It'd be strange to imagine a Grim like, oh, I can relax, it's just a coffee mug. And then like, oh shit, no it's not! I was fooled!
I mean, no, from what we know, the game don't fear anything.
Right.
They are just pure chaos creatures that are there to destroy. Unless later on, there are different ones, but...
kind of sound like they normally don't think much either.
No, they don't.
I had the impression Doomsday in DC was very similar to that. It's just destroy, 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 and he never really was thinking about anything else.
I mean, we have seen only one who can talk and think. And we still don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's not just a Grim. But an experiment. Literally, I'm called it's an experiment as well. So. But yeah, that's it for today.
Let's just do it.
And
Here's the Justice in the morning.
yeah, this is gonna be a small one today, but
Okay.
we are gonna do it.
Alright.
And I am not sure if I will be home in the next one, so I'm not saying anything. I will put it on YouTube if I'm here, but the next few days is gonna be hectic for me.
Okay.
I might actually need to do overtime, which is trouble. So that's why I don't know yet when if I will be able to do it on the fourth day or not.
Well, just in case, go ahead and still post it in Discord, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
But yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
It was still almost an hour long.
Yeah, it's about half the time that we normally do. I still gotta do my morning routines. Like, I haven't even eaten yet, or showered, or went for a walk, or all that stuff.
I haven't done those either.